Hey guys, it's been a long time since I did a video, but I do want to say a massive thank you for the 1,000 subscribers that I've just got on YouTube. It might not be a lot, but I'm a very low-key cut channel, and you find me. And if you find me, it's because we're all on similar paths, similar journeys, and we all know what's going on. So I just want to say a big, massive thank you for following me. I don't do these videos for popularity, for likes or anything. I feel like sometimes I need to make these videos because it all comes from here. And sometimes I do struggle with my self-confidence with making a video sometimes. But it all comes from here. And I mean well. And I just want to say a big, massive thank you for that. Now, we all know what's going off. We all know what's coming. December the 21st, 2020, we all know about the merging of the two suns, the plasma event, the solar galactic alignment, the storm of the century, the Carrington event 2020. We know what's coming. We know it's just around the corner. But I don't really play around with that shit anymore. I'm past talking about all that stuff now because it's all about going within, healing thyself, knowing thyself. You are the self, the elf, the golden self. It's all about connecting to the source. Time's short, we know that. I just want to put this out there as well as I do not hate anybody. When I have said my bit about Mia and Brian, I think their stuff is absolutely great. Don't get me wrong, the plasma stuff. Yeah, but what I do not like about them is they deliberately hide the fact of higher consciousness. And that is sickening in its own right. Because you, me and everybody else are multi-dimensional creators, having a human experience. We're all here to learn, to grow and move on. That is it. I have learned so much about myself in the last 3 years than I have all of my life. So you all are aware that I went on that big massive journey, that 15-gram trip. The highest that I've ever been, put it that way, and I did it by myself. And this is probably the reason why I haven't been on in a while, because I've just been thinking about a lot of stuff. But I've been to that love source twice, the grid love source. I thought the first time that I did healing mushrooms was quite intense, but this one was the biggest one that I've ever had. And there's a lot of love, guys, a lot. This universe, which is you in verse, this is all for you. You may think it's not and it's satanic, demonically run, but you've got to understand how all this works first off. Yeah, we could say that there's beings that's been here for thousands of years that's took over this realm and we're all trapped, but they don't own you. You are your own person. So you come here and you put yourself into the shit, and it's them that feed off your negative energy. You give them your power, but they don't own you. But I do feel like once you're here, you're constantly on loop, in a trap. Yeah, I do. I think that you are kind of like being tortured for 25,000 years until the next cycle. That's what I think anyway. I don't think anybody can escape. I just think you just keep getting lured back. I don't care how high spiritual that you think you are, you will keep coming back. Buddha is a religion. Can you imagine if everything changed and we just went into the love religion? This would change the whole entire planet completely. Yes, I do think that there's dark entities running and controlling this realm. But do I think they have complete control over you? No, I don't. You give your power to them. We fuck ourselves up. We put ourselves in shitty situations. Not only that, is when we're brought here, we're having to deal with our mum and dad's bullshit that they've been going through. You might have come into this world just having a mum because your dad's fucked off. And you having to deal with that shit. It's called trauma. It's called trauma, and it plays on you as you get older. And these are the things that you have to deal with for your life here. Some of the stuff's not even your fault. It's their fault. But you have to resolve it. That's the whole point. You've got to resolve all these issues. And then you've got to deal with all your own karmas. All your own karmas, your greed, your lust, your sloth, gluttony, all of that shit. When I was on that trip, my arms lifted halfway in the air and it was telling me, it's saying, you've got all the power in the world. We have got all the power in the world. And the more power that you've got, you will just continue to keep throwing it away, and everything around you won't matter, and everything that you've created you won't give a shit about. Which is true, because you're throwing everything away for this power. You can be the richest motherfucker in the world, but you are not paying any attention to your family, your wife or kids. You're just throwing money at them. And that's what it told me. It said, do you want to keep going up? The more that I was raising my arm, it was throwing things away. It was throwing what's important to me away. But I lifted my arms down. I said, no, I give a shit about what I've created in my garden. I love my children. I love what I've got. I don't need to be rich. I am rich. I have a loving family. I've got loving kids, which I love and adore to bits. I'm not going into that again, but I love and adore them children. It's love here. All this, the sky, the green, the trees, everything. Just look. This is for you. And you know why we don't appreciate things? It's because we don't realize what we've got until it's gone. And this is what I do with like my diets and stuff. Is like I have one meal one day, and the second day I don't have anything, and then the third day I eat again. So it's like alternative fasting. So I appreciate what I eat on the second day, and I'm like, oh, that tastes so good. It's like, oh, so I'll pick some fruit up and I'm like, oh, that's amazing, thank you. It's all about appreciation and showing gratitude